Hi, it's Snorgle. Welcome back to my 4th anniversary special where I'm in peaceful Minecraft, going through every single game I've played on my channel in chronological order. Like the kitties there? We're in a really nice place. I really like this actually, but we're not going to stay here? Nope, wrong. We are going to explore. We're in peaceful Minecraft, so there's no baddies. There's things that can certainly kill us, generally just because of my own stupidity, which can never be underestimated. I'm an idiot. But we're just exploring out and talking about the games that I played, every single game on my channel. It's 173 games, so strap in. The next game that we're going to talk about is a game called Tome, T-O-E-M. And it's a photo adventure, and it actually was very cool. It's got this really unique art style, and essentially you just, wait. Is this where we've been before? Did we make a circle? What the heck? Well, let's try heading in a different direction. That's strange. I did not realize that was possible. Huh. Tome, a photo adventure, you basically go around and solve these puzzles for people by taking photos and collecting things. It's a really fantastic, really great game. I highly recommend it. Tome, T-O-E-M. After Tome, I played a game called Opus: The Day We Found Earth. And this was a really interesting game in that basically you're a robot and you wake up on this spaceship and no one is around. And you have to use work with this artificial intelligence to try to figure out what happened to people. It's really interesting. I think that I'd like to play some other ones. There's a couple of others, sequels to this. Very interesting. There's a couple of other sequels. Ooh, look at that cave. And let's see, does this keep going? I don't know if this keeps going or not. We'll see. I'm really curious to play some of the other games of this because it looks really cool. The next is a game called Milo and the Magpies. And let's talk about this because Milo and the Magpies is a really interesting thing because it's done by an artist, a French artist, I believe. And it was one of the situations where a really big YouTuber did a video of games on Steam that had no reviews and nobody had really played them or downloaded them. And I think Milo and the Magpie is a fabulous game, and I'm really happy that this YouTuber did it and brought attention to it because it's super fun. You play this kitty Milo, and you end up, you sort of, as cats will do, you end up sort of harassing these magpies, and as a consequence of this, what's this? What is this? That's not much. We'll back out of here. Maybe we'll try this one down here. And so as a consequence, you end up irritating these magpies, and then you have to try to take care of it. Let's see. How do we fix this? We can go up here, get out, and then I'm going to there. Maybe we can try looking around here a little bit. Let's give it a shot. We'll do a little mining. We haven't done a lot of mining in this one. We've done a little bit, but not a lot. Let's see. I'm going to make some more. Yeah, I'm going to make some more of these sticks because I think we need more torches. Yes. Okay. That'll be good. And then coal. Nope. I always do that. Why do I do that? Extra long torch in this. We don't need an extra long torch. We just need a regular torch. That's fine. Okay. So anyway, Milo and Magpie, a YouTuber did a. I wish I could remember which one it was. They're big enough. They don't need a shout out from me, but a YouTuber did this, and some of the games that they did were interesting, but Milo and the Magpie is a really good game. It's really cool. It's super interesting, and that's how I found out about it. There's absolutely no way I would have ever found out about it because Steam just has too many games. I play a lot of obscure games, and I find about it a variety of different ways. But I enjoyed Milo and the Magpie quite a bit. And in fact, the same artist, for free, released... Uh-oh. Okay, well, this is not... Hold on. Okay, well, this is not working out well for us, is it? So much for that. Sun's going down. We might sleep here a little bit. Oh, look at that. That's amazing. We're totally sleeping here because how would you not? You know? Look at that amazing view. Holy crap. Incredible. Okay. Let's see. So this is not... Yeah, maybe we need to... If we're going to explore, maybe we do it in a place that's a little bit more... A little further away from the ocean. Let's keep going. So Milo and the Christmas Gift, I believe, is what the thing was called. And I played it on my channel last Christmas. It was one of the first times I had an actual Christmas. I actually could find... Every year I try to find a good Christmas thing, and I never... You know, the vast majority of the holiday different things or special things like Halloween, stuff like that, they're really just hog slopware. You know, hidden object game slopware. And a lot of them produced by the same company, and it's just garbage. And I don't want to put that on my channel, you know? So anyway, Milo and the Magpies, pick it up. It's super fun. It's a great game. Or if you don't want to pick it up, watch it on my channel. After Milo and the Magpies was a game called Ghost on the Shore. It's another game where you end up... It's a walking simulator where you end up... I actually like walking simulators a lot. I find them quite fun. So you end up sort of... You're in a boat, and there's this really horrible what's it called? Storm. And so you end up sort of marooned on this island, and all of the inhabitants of the islands are gone. They're just not there anymore, and you have to try to discover why they're gone. It's really cool. It's a really interesting game, and you have this voice that talks to you. It's sort of disembodied, and it turns out that it's kind of a spirit, and as you go through, the spirit starts remembering a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. What's this? It's really cool. It's a really cool concept and a really cool game. It's very much... I highly recommend it. Okay. So this is... Uh-oh. Come on. Oh my gosh. Look how far down it goes. Holy crap. I'm going to die. Yeah, how do I get down there without dying? Well, I don't think I can, so... That's a shame. Let's look around a little bit, though. Maybe go look up here. Nope, same thing. So... After Ghost on the Shore was a game that I wanted to play for quite a while called the Norwood Suite. But this is a game by a solo developer out of, I think, New York, I think. And it's literally one of the most bizarre games I've ever played. I'm still not entirely sure what the plot was, and I finished it. I played it. You know, what is that over there? That looks odd. Is that man-made? See that? What is that? Take a look at it. I don't know what that is. It looks odd. Man, armadillos represent. What is that? Oh, is that one of those things? Yeah, Snorgle. Let's be a little more specific. Let's see here. Yeah, it's one of those. What'd they call it? Nether portal, I think. Is that what it's called? I think so. Okay. So we can get... Ooh, that was like all squibbly. Let's be careful because this can kill us. Okay. What's in here? Another golden apple, that's fine. We have some flint. Ooh, a golden shovel, fancy. Hey, golden pants. I'm missing pants. I don't know if I need a lodestone or flint, but I'll take it. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not wearing any pants, so sweet. I have to be careful of that because I almost died once, but I think that we can get... Is this obsidian? I think it is. Can I collect it with my... Maybe I need something stronger. I thought I got some obsidian. Maybe it just takes forever? We'll keep trying it and see. Nah, that's fine. Okay, cool. That's neat. So be careful. Don't step on things that are going to kill us. Let's look around a little bit. Why not? That's why we're here, right? Put this up here. I don't know if I need... Oh, wait. This still goes down here. We might get rid of some of this stuff. Let's see. Where were we? Norwood Suite. Yeah, really cool game. Very bizarre. Very, very bizarre, but a super interesting game. Okay, here we go. Some normal... I think we have some normal wood here. We could definitely use some... wood. Why not? Nice. What happened after the Norwood Suite? A straightforward puzzle game called Cats Organized Neatly. And this was by a small two-person indie studio out of Canada. And basically, you put together these Tetris sort of things with cats, with kitties. It's fabulous. It's fantastic. They followed up with dogs organized neatly. I think there's birds organized neatly, and then they sort of moved on to some other things, not wanting to be a Johnny One Note. But it's a super fun game. If you want a really chill, interesting puzzle game, I highly recommend Cats Organized Neatly. It's wow. Oh, this is cool. This is very cool. Man, so many death drops. Good splurg. Be so careful. Yeah, my cats are dangerous. Okay, see if I can get myself down here without dying. Make my way across there. Yeah, there we go. Oh, come on. There we go. Jump up. There we go. Good. All right. So after Cats Organized Neatly was The Room. And of course, The Room is an iconic puzzle game. It certainly needs absolutely no intro from me. I'm sure you're familiar with it. It's an iconic puzzle game. Super fun. Super fun. I plan on playing The Room 2 and some of the other sequels to The Room. I haven't quite gotten around to it yet, but I am absolutely planning on doing it because The Room was super fun. So next was a game called Gris. And Gris, I think it's safe to say that Gris is definitely an homage to Journey. I don't think it's as good as Journey, but it's a good game. It's a fun game. It's interesting. It's pretty chill, and it's sort of about this. You kind of realize that as you're going through this that perhaps you've passed away, and you're dealing with some kind of grief or somehow. And it's really interesting. It's a really interesting. Holy crap! Jump. It's a really interesting look and view on how to deal with that. Hello. Really fascinating. It's genuinely fascinating. After Gris was a kind of an iconic game, one that sort of created the concept of the walking simulator, and that's What Remains of Edith Finch. Maybe not created, but it certainly contributed to the genre in a massive way. And What Remains of Edith Finch is by the same people who did Unfinished Swan. And apparently there's some hints that Unfinished Swan and What Remains of Edith Finch take place in the same sort of world, which is really interesting. Because they don't look the same at all, but it's interesting to me that there's a hint that they take place in the same world. I think that's really fascinating. That's really cool. After What Remains of Edith Finch was a really, really fun game called Lumberjack, where you're a bear lumberjack, and you're basically going around and initially you start cleaning up this national park, and then you realize that there's this corporation who's kind of trying to sort of subvert the rules, and you have to sort of, ooh, look at that, pretty flowers. Trying to subvert the rules, and you have to sort of prevent this corporation from screwing up the national park. It's a nice story, and it's a nice story. It's just a fun game. It's a super fun game. So next is a game called Rusty Lake Roots, and let's talk a little bit about Rusty Lake, because Rusty Lake is an interesting franchise. It's from is it Norwegian? Might be. I think they're Dutch, I think. Studio. And they did a really fascinating thing, which is this is years ago when it first came out. And by the way, Rusty Lake has been around for 10 years. And there's 20 5 games. Like the studio is just a machine, and it's not, again, it's not slopware. This is quality stuff. The story is I always sort of jokingly, let's see, let's get rid of that. I don't need that. We'll get rid of all that. I don't need any of that. The story always reminds me of if you had somebody who said, I am a huge fan of David Lynch's work, but I feel like the stories he tells aren't obtuse enough. That's the story behind Rusty Lake Roots, behind just the whole Rusty Lake Cube Escape. So Rusty Lake and Cube Escape all live in sort of the same. Am I going the right way? I don't think I am. I need to go this way. They all take place in kind of the same world. The Cube Escape thing, so in order to sort of push the story forward, but also promote this and have people keep interested in between the major releases, they released a bunch of very short, free-to-play games online. And I'm guessing this would be the Flash era. So you remember, if you were a kid, you remember Newgrounds and Flash games, that kind of thing. And now you can buy the entire Cube Escape collection in, let's see, should I? Yeah, I think let's see, if I can find a good place to stop, I will. But you can buy the Cube Escape collection for a couple bucks on Steam, and it's got 9 games, and then there's some other paid games. I think there's 2 Cube Escape collections. I think there are. Let's see. Can we? I don't know if we can stop there. We'll just keep going till we can find some place to stop for the evening. We don't have to because there's no baddies here, but it gets pretty dark at night. So I played Rusty Lake Roots because I was told that Rusty Lake Roots is not really canon. That turns out to not entirely be true. Holy crap. Where are we going? And I wish that I had not done that and I'd played it. I wish I'd just played it like in order, but that's okay. The Rusty Lake Roots got me into the Rusty Lake series. I'm not going to talk a lot about it because I'm still not entirely sure what the splurp is going on with Rusty Lake. I'm not even, I've played maybe 8-10 games and I'm still just starting to wrap my head around what's going on. There's a ton of theories and people talking about what they think is happening in this and the different characters. It's really fascinating. That was my first intro into Rusty Lake. And the Cube Escape, they all take place in the same thing. I think we can sleep here. I think this is a pretty good place to sleep. This is not bad. We got a little place on the shore. Yeah. Yeah, stop. Okay. Gonna do this. Yeah. And then we'll put a little bed down. And go to sleep. Sleeping through the night. Of course. Lovely. Okay. Let's take care of our bed. The night is gone. Hold on. What's going on here? Stop this. Get over here. You get over here. Let's go. Keep going. I want to find some brand new biomes, and I haven't quite found them yet, but we'll keep going until we do. Okay, so the next game we played is a game called Paradise Marsh. And it's a game where you sort of find yourself in this marsh, and you end up having to collect bugs, and a series of bugs, and animals, mainly insects, and you kind of have to figure out why. It's a very interesting game. I think there are multiple endings. I'm not gonna spoil anything because it's. Let's see. We're gonna see if can we just get these. Yeah. Hey, Turtle. Sorry. Don't mean to bug you. Sorry. Excuse me. Oh, hold on. Turtle, what are you doing? Stop it. Wait, Turtle? You're... Fine. Are you... Okay. I got a turtle hitchhiking, I guess. I don't... Let's find a nice place where we can disembark. Okay. Where's my turtle? You're completely taking my boat. I don't mean to do that. I'm sorry. I really am sorry, but you're you know what? You can have my boat. That's fine. You can have it. I'll just make a new one. What? Does anybody else find themselves in these weird situations? That's a jungle plank. We need 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 5, so we need one more. That's fine. We can just put this out here. We don't care. Put this back here. Okay. There we go. There. Good luck. Oh, hold on. We'll just do this. Yeah, so Paradise Mine, very cool game, very interesting, really fascinating, interesting game, super chill, really easy to play, and just sort of as the story kind of tells itself. It's really cool. It's a really good game. After Paradise Marsh was a game called Postmouse. Postmouse is free, and it was from some Danish university students. They were getting degrees in game production, and this was their final senior project. And I really like Postmouse. It's funny. It's not. There must be a different culture there because it's not the same as like here. Like in the U.S., if you create a game that's really good and well known, a lot of times the students will stick together and start a studio or something like that. And that is not, what the square is that, huh? And that didn't seem what they did. They all went their own separate ways and sadly will not be making another game, which is too bad because Postmouse had a couple of things that were a little bit, not great, but essentially you're a mouse and you work for the, whatever this like woods equivalent is of the postal service. And the pigeon who normally delivers it is somehow ends up going missing. You find out why later, and it's not the pigeon did not come to a good end. I'm just saying. Spoiler alert. But I'm collecting these because maybe I want to find a nice place where we can maybe start building a little home too. But anyway, so you go on these massively huge adventures as this little tiny mouse. It's super fun. It's a really interesting game, and it makes me sad that nothing is going to come of it because they got jobs in different small and large studios, and they're just nothing's ever going to come from that team again, which is too bad. It makes me sad because from a selfish standpoint, I thought Postmouse was great. I thought it was a really good game. It was super fun. It was good. Certainly worth the money, which was nothing. Some games you can't say that about. Just saying. Let's see. How am I doing on that? I have 36. Okay, great. So if we find a place we can near the water, we can start planting these because you can make paper with that. And apparently, with leather, books are super important to sort of enhance some of your armor and tools. I think I could be wrong with that, but I think that's the case. I think someone had told me that, and I kind of looked it up. What the squirp is that? What is that? Okay. Hello. Don't mind me. What is that? Is that another? Yeah, that's another one of those things. Let's go in and look at it. That's curious. Let's see. How can we... What's the easiest way to get here? Go here. Yeah, okay. Oh, actually, we can probably... Let me think about this. Let's get some high ground here. No, let's put our bed down here. Why not? Yeah, go sleep through the night. But yeah, pick up Postmouse. It's a fun game. There are some things that are a little bit challenging about it. And again, because it's students, they're learning. But I really do honestly wish that they... That's another one of these things that's so weird. So weird. It's very strange. We'll get rid of this and we'll stick a light on top just in case. Okay. Come on now. There. Boop. If I had... Oh, actually, I probably could make some shears. What's over here? There's more stuff over here too, though. I'm just curious. What are we going to do here? Okay. Oh, so this just slows us down immensely. Got it. So you want to be a little careful with that. That's another one there. Why are all these things here? Oh my gosh. Hold on. We can. Wow, it really does slow you down immensely. That's interesting. Okay. I have a question. Let me try something, because I think somebody told me something about this. Oh, I can't get out. I have to. Yeah. Okay. Oh, neat. Look at that. Huh. All right, let's see what we can do here, because I want to try something with the thing. Let's get our thing out. Let me think here now. I have to remember to take this with us. I want to make a forge. Okay. Because we've got some iron. I'll probably end up leaving the forge here, but I want to there, shears. Okay, I want to try this. Okay. So we have some shears. Can we use shears? Oh my gosh, it's so much faster. Holy crap. Oh, that's really cool. Okay, great. Great, fantastic. Boop. That's good to know. Yeah, that's excellent to know. I don't know if I came with that myself or if someone told me. I don't remember. Probably someone told me. Let's get rid of some of this. Just so we can get by. Okay. Yeah. Nice. Nice. Give you a ton of that's fantastic. Give you a bunch of spider silk, which is very cool. What are we doing here? No. So let's see. After Post Mouse was another absolutely iconic walking simulator called Gone Home, where essentially you come home from, I think you have been living in Germany, I think, someplace in Europe, and you come home to your home in the Pacific Northwest, and everybody's gone. And you have to go through and read journals and get little hints as far as what happened to everybody in your family. It reveals this really interesting story, like a super interesting story about your sister, and it's a really cool story. It's very interesting. Let's put a light here because I want to see more. After Gone Home was this was by a tiny little indie developer called Landlord of the Woods, and essentially you basically have to go around to different sort of monsters and collect rent from them in a variety of different ways. Hi, I'm sorry you got stuck. I'm so sorry. Why are all these things here? Jeez. Do I have? Oh, it must be full up. That's fine. Dude, really? You're 100% in my way. Okay? Okay. Bonk. Let's see. What can I get rid of? I can definitely get rid of this. There we go. Okay. I don't see anything else here. Wasn't there like a bunch of... Wasn't there some chests or stuff around here? I thought there were. Not seeing a lot here, though. We'll look around a little bit. We'll look around. Why not? We got the time. Anyway, Gone Home. Landlord of the Woods. Great game. Super fun. Really interesting. By a little solo developer. And she's doing really good work. So pick it up if you want to. I know something I want to get, which is... Let me think. Let me think now. We're going to put some stuff in here. Because there's stuff I need to get rid of. That I'm just not using it. I'm not going to use it. And I need to get rid of it. So, Cobwebs are different than string. Got it. I did not expect that. I can get rid of this. Do I need the obsidian? No, I can get rid of that. I can get rid of this because I don't need to eat. I can get rid of the jungle planks for now. And it's coming back. Great. Perfect. Love it. Okay. Let's do this. Let's toss this down here. Q? Yes. Shift Q? No. Okay. We need to clear up our inventory here because we're absolutely not gonna need all this, like, at all. So we're gonna get rid of some stuff that we don't need here. No. Yeah, let me do some cleanup and I'll be right back. Okay, that's a little better. Where did we leave off? The Beginner's Guide. So the Beginner's Guide is by Davey Whedon, the same person who did the Stanley Parable. This was his second game. And it's just I love Davey Whedon's work so much. I really do. Gonna get it. Yeah, let's go. We'll keep going. He's so thoughtful, and this is just such an interesting take on game developers' relationships with their oh, I guess go that way. Okay, game developers' relationships with the people who play their games. Really interesting. It's just a super interesting take on that. It's thoughtful and thought provoking. It's with it. You know, it's so funny. When you first play the Stanley Parable is sort of well known for not just breaking the fourth wall, but basically every wall is a broken fourth wall. You know, and this game starts out, and you think that the fourth wall is broken, but it turns out that every wall is an unbroken fourth wall. Like, it's really interesting story, and I'm not going to say more than that because it's you know it's I don't want to spoil it if you decide to play it, but it's really interesting. So then after the Beginner's Guide, I played a game called Brothers: A Tales of Two Sons. And this is a game that I think it was recently, after I played it, I think that the studio announced that they were, I think we'll stop here and sleep the night, just mainly because it's easier. I just prefer hanging out in the daytime. So let's see what we can do here. There. Yeah, we'll just put our bed down here and go to sleep. Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, and it's a really interesting game because it's one of those games where you have to control two players. And I think you can do it local co-op, but basically you control one of the brothers with the left sort of Joy-Con and the other one with the right Joy-Con on your controller. And it's the kind of game that sort of breaks your brain. At least it did mine, but in a good way. In a good way. Pretty soon you can there's a time when you're playing it and you're like, oh, my brain has remapped some stuff. You know, like you really say, oh, okay, I now understand what's going on here, and I can tell that my brain has created these pathways to do this, right? It's really cool. It's really neat. Okay, oh, here. Back up. Okay, let's go. I'm really looking for a place. I haven't seen a single village, which is weird. Let's see. And it's a really interesting story. It's a super interesting story, brothers. And it's tragic. It has a tragic ending, like a really tragic, sad ending. Where one of the brothers passes away, and it's really sad. Again, it's another game that I really had to choke back some tears. I'm not sure I was successful in choking them back. I'll be honest with you. Definitely, it's sad, very sad. So after this was a game that's interesting. So a story about my uncle, and this was a game that made me rethink a lot of things about how I was doing some videos. So this is by the same studio that did Goat Simulator. And this was done around a little bit before I think they put out Goat Simulator and found a lot of success with Goat Simulator. And I want to say that this was the first game that I didn't finish that went up on my channel. I played another game before this called East Shade, and I recorded about 5 videos and decided, what the scarp is that? Huh. And I just kind of decided that in East Shade, it wasn't, it's a really interesting RPG, but it just wasn't engaging enough. I watched the 5 videos, it was fun to play, but it just did not make for a good Let's Play. It just did. So that never went live on my channel. I didn't finish that game, but it also never went live on my channel. Huh. But this was the first game that several things went live on my channel, and I was not having fun playing it. And the reason I wasn't is I think it's difficult to do a 3D platformer. And the controls on this were janky. It was not, I don't want to say it's on rails because it wasn't, but it was a very linear path, but it was masquerading as not, so it was very unclear where you needed to go. So you just basically, most of the game was spent trying to figure out which direction you need to go when in fact, it wasn't a sandbox. You couldn't go any direction. You had to go a very specific linear direction, and they weren't clear what it was and what it was doing. Like, it very clearly, it was incredibly frustrating. It was a very, very frustrating. I feel like I'm boxed myself in here, and I want to get more open ocean, and I don't know how to get out of here, so we'll find it. And so I just finished. I just stopped playing it. I didn't finish it because, so I'm going to talk a little bit about this because I really think that it's not a good game. And I'm glad that the studio found something like Goat Simulator where they could get some more success, because if they had gone down this path, this game is terrible. It's objectively awful. And people play it because it's so hard to play. You know, like people are super into really difficult platformers and like rage bait platformers to play it. But I don't want that. I want a good game. And this isn't done on purpose. It's not done like that on purpose. It's just a bad game. The story is not particularly motivating. How do I get out of here? The story is not particularly motivating. It's not, maybe we need to go over land. Maybe we'll try that. The story isn't particularly motivating. It's not very good. It's just not a good game. It's absolutely not a good game. And again, I'm super glad that this small studio found success with Goat Simulator. They genuinely did, and Goat Simulator looks like it's a lot. I haven't played it because it's kind of not my thing, but people enjoy it. They find it really funny and interesting, and good for them for finding that. But this game was just a slog. The controls were mushy, and you know the other thing is, if you're going to have a challenging platformer, first of all, the not knowing where to go, and I don't mean just me getting lost. I mean just literally, it really wasn't clear which linear direction you needed to go, so you could spend 45 minutes on this one area just trying to figure out which way to go. It was not clear at all. And there was no map or anything like that, so you couldn't tell that. And it was a deeply frustrating experience. And I felt bad about it because I at that point, I had this sort of idea in my head of I'm going to finish every game, and I still kind of do. I feel strongly about that to a degree. But I after this game happened, I sort of thought to myself, you know what? This isn't worth it. Like if something is this deeply frustrating, and like I would do. So typically, when I edit my videos, it depends on the type of game. Some games require less editing than others, but all my videos are edited. And even when it seems like they're not, it's 9 times out of 10, it's really clever editing. I edit stuff to try to make it look like it's as seamless as possible. Some games like Minecraft, for example, like this thing requires very, very little editing, like very little, because Minecraft is just engaging itself. And I also wanted to kind of show the process of mining. I know that like Dan TDN doesn't really show, for example, the mining, but you know, I kind of want to show it because I think I'm such a noob. I kind of want to show the whole progression, you know? So anyway, that's an editorial stance. Hot take. But I would play for say 3 hours and because of what an objectively sort of bad game it was, do I have I don't, that's fine. Because it's just an objectively bad game. Because of that, I basically would play for 2 or 3 hours and get like a half an hour video. And it required so much editing, and not in a good way. It was just because they wouldn't checkpoint you. They'd have these brutally difficult. I mean, brutally difficult platformers. And they wouldn't checkpoint, so that there would be, say, 6 really, really challenging things in a row, right? That you had to figure out. So you had to figure out which way to go. You had to figure out how to do it, which is fine. That's sometimes part of platforming sometimes. But you'd get the first one, and then you'd miss the second one, and they'd make you start completely over from the first one again. And it was just super inconsistent, and it was that way a lot. And the game just sucked. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to be mean, but it's true. It was just a bad game. And I felt bad about not finishing it because I feel strongly about at the time, I felt really strongly about finishing, but I was just beating my head against the wall with this game, and I just kind of decided I'm not going to do it. And it sort of came to this conclusion. That game maybe came to this conclusion that I would try to finish every game so that the games are complete, because I play some really obscure games, and sometimes there's not a memorial of this game online. There's not a lot of people who did Let's Plays of it. And so, it's oh, okay. I think I can make it down here without dying, I think. Yeah, okay. Yeah, maybe that was the case. We had to go across land to find a more open ocean. Anyway, so that really brought me around to that if there's a game I'm not enjoying, and I don't think it's making a good video, and it's just eating up a bunch of my time, I'm just not going to do it anymore. I'm just gonna stop. And there's only been a couple of games that I've done that with, only a couple, but because I generally try to finish them, but I stopped beating myself up about that, and I think that's good. So after a story about my uncle was a really interesting game called Before Your Eyes. And essentially you have to turn on your webcam on this one. And the story progresses forward when you blink, whether you want to or not. And it's a touching game, and it's such an interesting design mechanic. It's a really meaningful, thoughtful game. It genuinely is. It's so great. Pick it up if you can. Full price, just pick it up because it's such a good game. What is going on? Wait, what happened? Come here. There we go. Okay. Not sure what happened there, but that's fine. What's that? Huh. Oh, it said out of the water a little bit. That's fine. Okay. Let's see. So yeah, pick it up Before Your Eyes. It's a super interesting thing. Tells a really interesting story of this person's life that moves forward. There's some tragedy and some interesting different things, and it's so fascinating because it really does sort of move forward when you blink, whether you want to or not. And some things you're like, I want to find out what happens in this chapter. You're trying your best not to blink, and then your eyes involuntarily blink, and it's gone. It's so great. It's such a great game. It's such an interesting way to tell a story. I wonder what these things that are glowing on the bottom of the sea is. I think that's fascinating. So the next was a horror game called No One Lives Under the Lighthouse. The director's cut. And this was, so apparently the developers made this game, and then they updated it and sort of radically changed parts of the story, which is controversial actually, because people played it originally, really liked it, and then they came, and it wasn't even like a different thing. You can only get the director's cut version now. So if you like the original one, hard cheese. And this was an interesting, really interesting horror game about, you go to this island because you're going to be a lighthouse keeper, and there's some awful, horrible abomination on the island with you. And you just, it's about that. It's about the dealing with the abomination and trying to figure out how it works. And it's really a cool game. It's definitely a cool game. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Here. Come on. There we go. There. That's kind of neat. Let's put our bed down and sleep for the night. Why not? There we go. Sleeping under the stars. Okay, let's see. Yep. Can we look around here a little bit? Yeah, we'll look around here. Why not? We got the time. I do want to start building something. I just haven't found the right place I want to start building something in. Just gonna look around a little bit. No harm. Yeah, no harm. Yeah, not a lot going on here, but doesn't hurt to look. Yeah, I don't see anything particularly riveting here, but I like the waterfall. That's cool. That's neat. There's a lot of coal here, but I think we're doing okay on coal, so I think we're fine with that. I think we can get rid of this too. We're just going to dump this in here. Okay. Oops. Yeah, there we go. All right, let's get our boat out and keep going. So after No One Lives in the Lighthouse was a game called Cats and the Other Lives. And essentially you play Kitty, and it's a game about the family patriarch has passed away, and you're the kitty, and all the sons and their families come to sort of to figure out what they're doing with the house that they grew up in and all the different items and everything like that. It's a really interesting take on love and loss and how to deal with it. It's a really good game. It's a very, very good game. It's just a really very typical point and click adventure, but that looks cool over there. What is that? Also, what is this over here? Let's take a look at this first. This thing's sticking out. Is this just something sticking out? A couple things sticking out around here. I don't think that's the ship. Oh no, it's one of those things, isn't it? Yeah, it's one of those, I wonder if we can, they had pretty good loot in here. Maybe we can get down here and see if we can, well, I mean, this one isn't that great, actually. Okay. I thought there was something else sticking around somewhere. No? Guess not. Let's head over here. This looks cool. Yeah, Cats and the Other Lives. Pick it up. It's really a fun game. It's a super fun game, and it's really cool. A really great point and click adventure. Nice story. Yeah, pick it up. So then I played a game called Lost Ember. And Lost Ember is one of those games where essentially you can sort of shapeshift and into different animals, and you shapeshift to platform. It's got a pretty good story, but it's mainly a puzzle platformer with a little bit of story to tie it together. But it's a really good puzzle platformer, and the mechanic of shifting into different animals is really cool. It's really neat. I highly recommend it because it's a really cool mechanic, and it's done extremely well. I feel like I'm just gonna check out what's going on with this lava. I feel like it's one of those games where if you I wonder what this biome is called. I don't think I've seen that before. And what's this yellow stuff? So much stuff is so new to me. Like almost everything, because I'm a complete noob, but Oh, look at that huge cave. My goodness. My goodness. My gosh. Oh, this cave, this is massive. Holy crap. So after Lost Ember, I decided, I played Rusty Lake Roots a while ago, and I decided I really, really want to, let's see, what is in here? What is this? This looks like a cave, that's fine. I decided I wanted to play the Cube Escape Rusty Lake games properly. And so I started with the first one with this Cube Escape Seasons. And I'm not going to, again, I could tell you, I'm not sure I could tell you what the story was even if I wanted to, because they're just so bizarre. But it's about, the whole Cube Escape Rusty Lake games are about this family, the Vanderbooms. And you're a different, part of the appeal, I think, of it is that you play a different character. The character you're playing is different in each one of the games. And part of the tricky part is figuring out, which character are you? Right? Like what character are you playing? Wait, are we back? Does this world loop around? I'm so confused. Is this where we were before? It is. How? Huh. Could somebody help me explain this? Because am I just stupid and coming back around? Or is the world in Minecraft like a sphere and I'm traveling so far that I'm just looping back? Somebody please explain this to me because I'm super confused. But since we're here, let's I really wanted some plains, some wide open plains, and I know that biome exists, but I haven't kind of seen it here yet. So let's, there we go. See if we can maybe find something around here that's going to work a little bit, maybe. Not many trees though. We had our house that we kind of started building over here. I don't know where it was though. I don't think I could find it if I wanted to. Yeah, please tell me. Have I explored the entirety of this world, or am I just stupid looping back? Because that's distinctly possible. That is distinctly possible because I'm a moron. I've mentioned this several times. I'm an idiot. Let's see. Can we come up here and maybe? I mean, this wouldn't be a bad place to build a house. Maybe we'll do that. There's trees around. Kind of nice. Let's explore this area a little bit. So after Cube Escape Keys and the Seasons, and again, the Cube Escape, these are free to play games. Now they're not free to play, but it's like $2 for the first 9 games, and I think another $2 for the next 9, and there's like 18 free games that came out. So after I played Cube Escape Seasons, I then played, and each one of these games are like 3 short videos. The whole thing maybe takes an hour to play at the most. Nice, this is cool. Ooh, what's down there? Ooh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Yeah, maybe we'll put some roots down here and yeah, we'll do that. Where's that nice opening? It was right down there. Yeah, there we go. Let's do that. Let's clear this out a little bit. Ouch. Is this a bush or just it's the world's smallest tree? Was that really it? That's hysterical. I didn't realize trees could be just a single block. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but it is kind of funny. Okay. So then I played Cube Escape the Lake, and again, it's the lake is more, I think, more revolved around Laura Vanderboom. I'm still not entirely sure what the splurp is going on with that, but it's you figure it out eventually. I haven't quite yet, but there's a really, really great person who comments. I believe that they are Dutch, and they're super helpful. So if you're watching this and you know who you are, I'm not gonna name it because I don't necessarily know that they want to be named, but you've been so helpful with my understanding of this really bizarre world. So thank you so much. I appreciate it very much. It really means a lot to me. So thank you. Okay, so after Cube Escape the Lake, I played a game, and again, this is another one that could be considered sort of a groundbreaking game. Is another walking sim is Dear Esther. Really, really thoughtful, interesting game. Very fascinating. You find yourself on this island, and you're reading these. You've sort of come across these letters, and somehow these letters are connected to you. You're supposedly trying to. You don't quite know why you're on the island, and as you go through, you find out more about why you're on the island. It's really fascinating. It's a very interesting take. It's really, really cool. It's a very, very cool. Let's see. I need to create. Hold on. I need a box. Is what I need. I need to create something to put all this crap in. For now. Okay. Let's put this over here. Yeah. Now let's put some of the stuff we don't directly need in here. Not gonna need this now. I need this or this. I have to figure out what I'm doing with that. You know what? I should figure out how to use this actually, because then I could map my world. Maybe I will. Maybe that's what I'm missing out on. Maybe that's exactly what I'm missing out on. I don't need that or this or that. I don't know what the name tag is for, but I'll keep it. I think I could use this. Yeah. I can put this in here too. I don't need the flint at the moment. I probably don't need that either for now, if we're going to just be building something. Okay. Cool. Oh, let's go ahead and have a sleepy sleep. Bloop. Sleepy tonight, and we'll build a nice little house. And we'll talk when we build it. Okay. Now, let's see. Let me think. Do I want to put this down one or do I want to make it up one? Not sure. I think I want to build it up one. So let's do that. I know I just got rid of this, but now I'm getting it back. There. Okay. Oops. Too much. And Dear Esther, a really interesting game, and you kind of start discovering that maybe things aren't what they seem. You know? Maybe something else is going on with you and the story, and it's told really well. And again, this is another game that people were really mean about it when it came out, and sort of the term walking simulator was originally a really derisive thing, and it's supposed to be mean, but I like that method of storytelling. I'm a fan of walking simulators. I really like them a lot. I wish there were more. So gamers can be weird and stupid sometimes, not very nice, you know. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, there we go. Whoops. I just want to kind of build it up, so we have a little foundation, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do with our little housey house. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Yeah. I don't like that there. There. Okay. And then we'll start cutting down some trees and stuff and figuring that out, but sure, put one there. Nah, I don't like that. That's bugging me. Put it here. There. Okay, good. Look, this is a nice start. We have a nice big sort of thing here. Want a little bit more, so let's do a little bit more here. We'll get some of this. I just want to build it just a tiny bit more. Maybe we'll start mapping, because we don't have a huge amount to go. We still have. I think we're maybe we're halfway. Maybe less than halfway. Oops. Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad. Let's keep mining some more dirt though. Okay, so after Dear Esther was the game. Do you remember me talking about the game In Bracelet? It was done by a small Scandinavian game developer who did everything, writes all the scripts, does the 3D models. He does like everything. What a legend! His first game that he did was called Milkmaid of the Milky Way, and you are essentially a milkmaid in old timey sort of, I want to say Norway, because I think there's fjords. I could be wrong with that, but I want to say it was Norway. I apologize if I got that wrong, by the way. But you end up on a interstellar spacecraft after they I think they steal your favorite cow. And it's funny and interesting, and it's a great story. It's a fantastic game. And again, just by this single silly Norwegian developer who's just doing amazing work. I love it. It's great. I really like I really like stories like that. You know, somebody just has a vision and wants to do it and does it. You know, I think that's great. Fantastic. Let's clear this off. Get rid of all the weeds, and we'll build a nice little house. And then I think the next time we travel, I think what we'll do is travel. I started this game with the map because I thought we could map ourselves, and so maybe we'll. I think with the tag, I think that we can. Let's see. I need to get rid of this. This is not okay. This needs to go away. I want everything to be on the level here when we build our large house. Uh-oh. Okay, let's see. Oops. Okay, I think we have just enough. Oops. Oh, not quite. Can we... Oh, I can steal one from here. Perfect. Excellent. Look at that. Next up, we're going to start building a lovely sort of landing place for us. We'll have to get a bunch of wood, but that will have to wait for the next video. Thank you so much for watching this playthrough of every single game that I played on my channel, all 173. I'm giving a slight review and talking about it while playing peaceful Minecraft. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time for some more Minecraft and chatting about the games I played. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.